the black people and African people who are listening to this recognize there are people who are also watching this who are not us, who are going to try to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So don't be lazy. Don't waste time. Execute. Please execute.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Afronomics
First of all, I want to know,
podcast.
do y'all think I look like I could play sports? Do I look like I could play sports? Huh? Soccer.
I don't know. You look like you built for curling or what's like
curling?
Yeah. You built for that or water polo. You're not built for like a regular sport.
Water polo is crazy. I'll take water polo because that means I'm rich.
You built for handball. You got a professional hacky sack player body.
You have to be flexible for hacky sack. I'm not flexible. When they be spinning and then they throw the javelin? Yeah.
That's not
a javelin.
That's the
shot put. The shot put.
Yeah,
I was pretty good at shot put.
You do look like a shot put.
We had the little Olympics in my middle school. I was good at shot put.
You built
I
like
do a javelin because I like to throw stuff.
You built like a professional bowler. Like your nickname should be Pins or something.
You built like. You're from Maryland. You're from Maryland.
Because you said Jonan.
You're from Maryland for real. Yes. Jonan?
We say Jonan roasting.
No, bro.
Jonan is
I remember
more
when I first moved here and I said Jonan. They were like, what? I was like, excuse me, Jonan. You don't know what Jonan is?
I know Jonan. We say, I'm saying, we say Jonan down here.
Bro.
We say roasting and Jonan.
We don't say roasting like that. Like roasting. I started saying roasting when I moved down here.
Y'all only say Jonan, but we say both. We say Jonan or roasting.
I've never heard a Southern, an Atlanta person say Jonan, ever.
That's because they probably weren't in Atlanta. They just been living here long enough and fooled you.
No, I've been around y'all. Enough. I've been around enough of y'all.
He said y'all.
Y'all.
You people.
You people, yes. Hey, I have a question. I lived here. I don't live here anymore, but I lived here for almost 17 years, and I started at 17, and I left in my 30s. Atlanta's home, right?
You were 17, 2008?
They don't be claiming.
Yeah.
Damn. He was 17 in 2008. Damn.
Why you have to say it like that?
I mean, I was just.
That was a long time ago.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it.
But you said it with such enthusiasm.
17 in 2008 is crazy work. You were pretty much an adult during
It felt like the Kevin Hart and
they interviews
Don
like
Cheadle interview.
Yeah. That's why he stayed quiet.
He's not too far from me. It's okay.
He's not. I was there when he turned 30. But guess how old this African American is?
How old is he? He look pretty young.
He's
You look younger than him, don't
He's
he?
our elder.
What?
He like
older than both of y'all?
he 40, 42.
He's
Girl,
big. He's big, bro, for
not
real.
even 40.
Like he's unk for real, actually. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
42?
Yeah.
Give me the skincare. What?
His key to his youth is living a stress-free life.
I don't even see
I was gonna say something, but the camera's rolling.
No kids, not married. That's how you can be 42 and look like you 31.
No.
31 and some change. Yeah. But anyway, we done went off on a tangent.
I forgot we started the episode.
For this senior citizen over here. Because what you say you were 21 in 2008? You say you were 19 and a half in 2008? How old were you in 2008? You said 17?
Young man.
You could legally work
Young man.
in 2008?
Young man. Respect
You
your
had your
elders.
driver's license in 2008?
Respect your elders, youngin'. Okay.
You was voting in the election in 2008? You did. You voted for Obama the first time, didn't you?
I sure did, actually. I sure did. That was my first time voting. I had just turned 18.
I was in middle school.
I sat outside of Art. Okay, look, girl, wait a
You
minute.
voted in 08?
Archer.
God damn,
I sat
boy.
outside of Archer Hall.
You know
Morehouse
how
College,
old you gotta
because
be
Morehouse
to
was a
vote for Obama the
voting
first
place.
time? God.
Morehouse was a voting place. I woke up at 5 a.m.
Was you there with
walked
Dr.
out of
King?
Hubert Hall. Walked out of Hubert Hall, and I walked to Archer Hall, and I sat. I was the second person in line to vote.
Was you there with
that
Spike
day,
Lee?
And
was
I
Spike Lee in your
sat there.
class? Was Spike Lee in your class at Morehouse?
That shit, that would.
You in the Morehouse?
I did go to more.
Yeah, he went
Hilton.
to Morehouse.
Man.
We've
I remember. I forgot.
Yeah, he was there during the civil rights era. You know, when all when all of the greats were walking through, like he was there marching. You know,
That's actually crazy.
he was at the March on Washington.
I'm behind the scenes. I can't help you there.
All right. Anyway, let's actually start the episode because
Gotta keep all this, by the way.
we got to keep this just to release for the hell of it.
Yeah, all right. So all right, we're gonna start off with Wahala. We're just gonna jump into it because we done started the episode 15 minutes ago, and we got this senior citizen here that it's about to be his bedtime. It's almost 3, so we gotta make sure that we get him back to his facility at a decent
I'm not
time.
even a the thing is my roasts. I can't do it.
His
I can't-
assisted living center.
He's
On fire,
I'm
goddamn.
losing right
On
now.
fire.
It just sometimes
Yeah,
you just gotta know.
all right. So
But the thing
Wahala.
is, when I do decide to turn up, then
All right. The
it's-
Wahala for this episode we gonna do. All right. So of course, Wahala is the same we do at the beginning. Llewellyn don't even know where the hell we finna go with it. All right. I want to hear your worst date fail, Llewellyn.
Worst date fail.
Whether it was you failed or she failed or whatever, it was just like a hell no, let's not do this again type situation.
My worst date. I've not really had any bad dates. Honestly.
Okay, Casanova.
I've never had a bad date. I'm not even trying to brag or whatever. I've just never had a bad date. I think there was a time when the best thing I can think of is back in high school. There was this girl I really, really, really liked. And I took a lot of effort to like ask her out. I was terrified to ask her out. And I asked her out and she said yes. And I got grounded. And so I couldn't go on the date. And then after that, she ended up dating my homeboy.
So you stood her up?
No, I didn't seal her up. I just had to cancel. So that was probably the worst like date that I've had. But that was,
How she end up dating your homeboy though? I feel like you skipped a few steps. Like how did?
so like it was weird because high school was high school. So like everybody kind of knows everybody. But like he and I weren't like friends. We became friends later on because we started doing music together. But like after that, I was just too embarrassed to go back to her and be like, "Oh, can we reschedule?" Because in my mind, we were teenagers. It's like if you cancel the date, you cancel the date. It is what it is. And so after that, I found out she was dating somebody else. I was like, "Oh,
I mean, so
well,
you
that's
basically let
unfortunate.
her go and just
yeah,
you released her back into the wild and
yeah." But I mean, all things considered, she's a lesbian now, so it is what it is.
well,
So,
I mean, I don't know how it works, but I assume she was a lesbian the whole time.
well,
and
she's a
just
practicing
didn't know.
lesbian at the time.
Practice.
She's a practicing lesbian now.
She not a paper lesbian no more. She, yeah, right.
Damn.
And I remember we were gonna see. I remember the whole situation too. I asked her out. We were both in like the we both sang and stuff like that. And so I asked her out behind the stage, on the right side of the stage. The curtain was right there, and I said, "You want to go on a date?" She was like, "Sure."
You said it like that?
I don't know how I said it, but I'm replaying,
What
and
year in high school?
I'm not gonna say the year.
Not the grade.
Oh, I was a junior and she was
In
a
1982.
sophomore. And the movie was Memoirs of a Geisha. I don't know why I said that. It was just the first thing that came to mind because I was nervous and it had literally just came out. It was the first movie that I thought of. And I was like, let's go to the movies. Let's go see Memoirs of a
When
Geisha.
year?
Even now, I haven't seen that movie. I have no desire to see the movie.
2005.
I knew you were going to do that. If it was 2005, then I was sophomore and she was a freshman.
Damn.
And yeah, and I got grounded. My mom was like, no.
People like I grounded. I don't think I ever got grounded. That was not really but I wasn't outside like that anyway. But okay, so no bad dates for
Never had a bad
Mr.
date.
Mr. Dixon. All right, never a bad
What
date.
about your best date?
Oh, my best date?
Yeah.
He says, I mean, every date's a good date when you get the draws. But
My best date. I walked in, and it was actually set up for me. Like, I didn't plan the date. The date was set up.
How is she mad at that?
I
How
was
is she
like,
mad
oh.
at that you like to?
I was, yeah.
I mean, wait, is it a problem for a woman to set up a date for a man?
But that's your best date.
I mean, wait, yeah, I feel like that would be
Yeah,
the one
because
that you don't got to plan. that somebody
exactly,
else
it was
gonna do it
amazing.
for you.
I felt thought about and
Yeah.
loved and cared for.
Ask you out?
No, it was like we had been together for a year.
Okay.
This is our like 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I walked in, all of my favorite wines were out. We went to a dope 5-star African restaurant. Everything was planned out, and I was like,
She swept you off your feet.
what? I was like,
Swept you off your
dog.
feet.
Out here in Atlanta?
yeah. And I was like, oh,
Mm,
this is dope.
the good life.
And then,
Clap. That's what
the
happened. You clap.
the evening progressed into a wonderful evening together.
He
So
said-
that was the one
He
that was.
said, and then
So where is she now?
Oh,
he don't know.
life happens.
It'd
We'll
be
leave
like
that
that
alone.
sometimes.
We'll leave that alone.
What was my worst? What was my worst date? I had 2 dates. This was like within the. It was the same kind of issue. Well, one of them was worse than the other, but they were like kind of in rapid succession. So it was one date. I was supposed to meet the girl at the place, at the restaurant that we were going to. Right, that was the plan. And then I think we supposed to link up at 7, right? It's like 6:45, and I'm like, all right, I'm finna head because I don't live too far, so I'm about to head out. She's like, wait, hold on, I'm running late. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'll wait till you get ready. It hit maybe about 7:15 or so, and I'm like, wondering if she's ready or not. She hit me up like, well, I'm about ready now, but can you come pick me up? And I'm like, okay. She don't live too far.
Change
like,
plans.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I mean, I don't mind. A lot of times I'll actually ask, like, you need me to pick you up. So I wasn't really tripping about that. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, it wasn't that far. So I pulled up on her, like at her place. I'm like, all right, I'm outside. So I get there. This probably like maybe it was supposed to be at 7. This is probably like 7:35, 7:40-ish. And I'm outside. I'm waiting for her. I'm sitting in that car for another 35 minutes before she come down. 35, 40 minutes. So it's past 8 o'clock at this point. Date was 7 o'clock. Then, so she ended up coming down after. I'm like, you serious? But anyway, we ended up going to the spot. And it's cool. I know the owner of the restaurant that we at. So it's like, we cool. We getting drink. We getting extra stuff and all that. Then she ordered food. So I'm like, all right, whatever you want to get it. She ordered food. I ordered food for myself. And then she wanted hookah. I don't smoke hookah, but she wanted hookah. I was like, cool. I don't smoke tobacco like anything. So, but I'm like, cool, it's fine. We get you the
I'm
hookah.
offended.
Yeah. So at this point, y'all be all right. So we ordered the food. We got the hookah here. We got drinks. My guy that's the owner, we getting like, even extra drinks and stuff. All cool. The food gets here. She got her plate. I got my plate. She don't touch her plate at all. She's eating off of my plate.
Ma'am.
I'm looking. How you make contact to try and get somebody to put. I look her in the face, like in the eye, and I look at the food that I just got for her, and I look back at her. And she look at me, and it's just like, I don't give a damn. And then still eating off of
This
my
the first
plate.
date?
Yes.
Did she try it and not like it?
No. She asked for a to-go box for her food so that she could take it home and eat it, and just ate off of my.
There was no acknowledgement of what's happening. There was no like.
It was. I'm like, what Twilight Zone? Like what? I'm like, what's going on right now? I'm like, what's going on?
Why didn't you stop this madness?
So she just got an extra meal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why didn't you stop the madness?
I don't know. I actually wasn't tripping. I probably wasn't gonna eat all the food anyway. Like I think I was. I was in one of those moments because usually I'm not. I want to say I'm not the nicest, but I do tend to be a lot more blunt. So like to me, if it would have been a problem, I would have said something. But I think I just happened to not be. And I was like,
What
okay,
did she
cool.
say it beforehand? Like, oh, I want to take this to go.
So it wasn't like right away that she got the to go box. She just didn't really touch her food like most of. I think maybe like I can't remember what she got, but she maybe like picked off a little bit, but for the most part she didn't really touch her food. And then like
That's
later,
crazy.
yeah, later. But anyway,
Was any of these plates nachos? I don't know why. I'm just.
it
saying
wasn't nachos.
Maybe I want nachos.
Yeah,
I want.
but I
some.
mean it was yeah. That was the last time that day was the last day that I seen
Oh yeah,
her.
never again.
And then like literally
What
like
happened after the date?
a week or so later, there was another date
With her?
another girl. No.
Oh,
And I was telling this girl, I was like, yeah, I just went on a date, and this girl was like, first of all, she was mad late. It was like an hour later or an hour and a half between when we set the date to when we got there. And I was telling this girl about it. She's like, oh, okay. And then we ended up going on a date. She showed up an hour and a half late to the date. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I know you just told me about the other girl. And I'm like, I don't want to be inconsiderate. And I'm like, you just
But
did
you
the
just
exact
did it.
same.
what do you mean? You literally just did it. That's
But-
crazy.
Yeah, but this girl, she didn't drive at all. Like she wasn't. So she took a Uber to get to the date, and she was just like running. So she's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
She does like I think she's an esthetician or something.
Okay.
So I think she had a client that ran over. So she was texting, communicating
She was
like,
yeah,
yo,
this was
the
happening.
client had it like she was like it ran over. I'm getting ready now. I still gotta call my Uber and all that. So it ended up being like the date itself. She got there late, but it ended up
It was
being
cool.
like it was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
All right, what we talking about today?
All right, yeah. Now we're getting into the conversation. So this one today, today we're talking about businesses that you can do on the African continent. Of course, Africa is not a monolith. There are 54 countries in Africa that all have their own governments, cultures, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, we didn't draw those lines, but there's 54 different countries and everyone is different and unique. So, of course, our answers, our responses will probably be more specific to the countries that we've been to and experienced. But a lot of what we talk about could be adapted to other countries. But we're talking about businesses that you can start. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. We want to be able to inspire, empower, educate people within the diaspora that are interested in business on the continent to do business on the continent.
When we were talking about this topic and I was thinking about what kinds of businesses to discuss, I low-key thought about, first of all, I got a quick caveat. If y'all are not on Threads, you should get on Threads.
Now, why is that?
Because Threads is a wonderful app. Like, the people on there, it's just a different vibe. I don't like social media at all, but, like, Threads it's just a positive environment. And I thought about it because people will like post things about, like, they'll say stuff like, black people, what do we do? Yada, yada, yada. And all the black people will be like, nah, you're not about to get us. We gatekeeping our culture. We're not putting our stuff out on the internet for everybody to just come and steal from us. So saying that to say, I was thinking about these business ideas that we're doing, that we're about to talk about. And I'm like, dang, this is a catch-22 situation because we're putting these ideas out there to spark the minds of Africans and black people to be able to do business. This is our podcast, our platform, our microphone. I don't care. I don't want nobody else to go and pick it up. I don't want no other nationalities to go and pick it up and go try to do the business ideas that we're talking about in Africa.
I thought about
If
that.
you're not African or black, this ain't for you.
I
I'm
thought-
keep
I-
it 100%. This is a gatekeeping conversation.
I thought about that, but the reality is they're already doing it. We're just the only ones that don't.
I know. So
That's-
but I want to make it explicit so that the black people and African people who are listening to this recognize there are people who are also watching this who are not us, who are going to try to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So don't be lazy. Don't
Yeah,
waste
execute.
time. Execute. Please execute. Do what you have to do to get the resources, because we want to give ideas, and we unfortunately we can't gatekeep the ideas like I would like for us to be able to keep it safe. So get
well,
there
we
faster.
can at some point because we're gonna launch our Patreon soon, and that's gonna be
Indeed.
membership, and it's gonna
Indeed.
be a lot more exclusive.
But if
so-
it needs to be said explicitly, these ideas are for the blacks and Africans of Africa to be
Yeah.
able to execute.
But yeah, no. And the thing is, and I thought about that, but yeah, no, they are already doing. On the way here, I stopped by the gas station, and I had this hoodie on. The guy at the gas station, like the cashier, I don't know exactly where he's from, but I'm thinking like Southwest Asia, Middle East,
Mhm.
Something like that, maybe India. And he saw that. He's like, Afronomics. He's like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's my podcast. We interview people that do business in Africa. He's like, oh, yeah, I got several friends that are doing business in Africa. Like, you can ship cars there. I got another friend that's in Uganda and Kenya and XYZ. And, like, it's a great market to do business. And he's telling me all this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. And I'm aware that you're aware. And I'm aware that y'all already doing it. So that's why I'm like, the cat's been out the bag. We just the only one that's not
Yeah.
taking advantage of it the way that we should.
Yeah.
But anyway, business ideas. Do you want to start or do you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll start. Because I probably have less than you do. But mine was mostly based on infrastructure and construction and building.
Okay.
A lot of African nations need infrastructure, they need construction, they need building. In the U.S., like I can think of at least 2 major developers and business construction companies that are owned by black people. One of them is here in Atlanta. Actually, 2 of them are here in Atlanta. So I can think of like 3. If these companies or other people, African or black, go and invest in building, doing construction, doing the infrastructure, will it be hard? Yes. It will be difficult. It will not be an easy money-making venture. It will have to be a mixture of an investment and a labor of love and planting a seed for a tree that you will never eat from type of a vibe. But building the infrastructure and the buildings and the constructions in Africa, I think that is one of the main things, because I can't think about other types of businesses. I can't even begin to think about, let's do restaurants or nightclubs or whatever if we can't get past the roads being
Yeah, I
paved
mean, I
properly,
think that
or
you
if we
could-
can't get past
Like basic
infrastructure power
So
stuff.
with that, I would say if you start if you already have a business and you got verticals, like say you're in construction or real estate, you can go over there and you can be able to eat the fruit of your labor. I think the turnaround time is quicker, and I think it may not be as lucrative right now as to like continue to do business in the US, but you will be able to make money if you set it up the right way. And that's
Yeah.
easier said than done, but you will be able to make money. But I do think that the long-term growth, the upside, the projection is unmatched.
Yeah.
And you look at like across the globe, like for any of y'all that want to know more about the statistics of like how Africa's shifting, we did an episode where it was like 7 reasons to invest in Africa, where I laid out a lot of the data and statistics and the trends, so y'all can check that out. But like Africa has the fastest growing middle class. It has the youngest population by far. It's rapidly urbanizing, so people are moving from rural areas into like the cities. And did I say the fastest growing middle class? I already said that. And then of course they already have all of the resources, but now you're starting to see changes in terms of sovereignty and certain leaders in different African countries that are now taking back control of the resources that Africa have. It's not as many countries as possible as it should be, but you're seeing like the Sahel states with Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. You're seeing Ghana's new president, John Mahama. You're seeing Senegal's new president and things that he's doing. And you're seeing some subtle shifts to where I think it's foretelling or foreshadowing of how Africa is slowly shifting back to taking control of its resources in different countries. And I think that that is going to help keep a lot of the capital within the country and a lot of the growth within the country as opposed to the exploitation that's been going on since colonialism and before.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there's a, especially with the population being so young, there's a golden opportunity for. I mean, honestly, it's going to take a group effort. It's a group. Africa is a group project in general, and I think it's going to take somebody who has the desire and the resources to really pour into and mentor those folks. So if we're talking about the infrastructure conversation, right? You got. I can think now, as you were talking, my brain was like, I actually know 4 construction companies here in Atlanta that are black owned, that are very prosperous, and could possibly go over there. And one of them is run by somebody who I know would love to, he likes to pour into and mentor people. So like, that's a golden opportunity to say, okay, let's go
Talking about Moody?
I just didn't want to say the man's name, but yeah,
think
literally,
he'd be cool with
yeah,
that.
yeah,
He's a
like,
Morehouse man. He's a
yeah,
good
Morehouse
brother.
man. He, I know he likes to pour into and mentor people, and so I'm not saying this to put him on the hook or hold him accountable for anything, any way, shape, or form. Because,
Right.
But he's just one of the people that came to mind where he has their company is prosperous. They know what they're doing. He's wise, and he also loves people and loves to see people do well. That is an example of somebody or a company who can go there, put the business plan together, and say, okay, let's intentionally train these people, these young people, and give them everything from the ones who maybe are better suited for blue collar work and they're good for the manual labor and actually building it, and then also let's train the ones who can be leaders to actually use their minds to build the endeavors and things like that. So yeah.
Nah, I mean, there's. I would say one thing, the benefit. There's so many untapped markets there, and there's a lot of things. Like I think infrastructure is definitely seminal, to be able to do more. But there's a lot you could do now. Like I think restaurants could do very well. Like if you look at, most of my experience in Africa is in Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone is a coastal country. It's very much like beach lifestyle, beach culture. A lot of people go to the beach very regularly. It's one of my favorite things about Sierra Leone, some of the most beautiful beaches and beautiful sights in the world. Sierra Leone to me should be like a tourist destination.
Liberia's beaches are better. And I'm literally only saying that because I'm a loyalist, and that's
Beach,
it.
please. Get out of here. Get out of here. And I'm Liberian too.
And I'm saying that, and we literally share the exact same coast. So
Yeah,
our
they
beaches are the same.
just
We share the
talking-
same coast. Our beaches we have the exact same
But
beach.
anyway, but to me, Sierra Leone and a lot of other Africa should be like legit tour, like the way everybody be scrambling to get to like Belize, Mykonos, Turks and Caicos and all that. There's nothing to take away from
Is that
those
how you
places,
pronounce
but
that?
like what?
Mykonos?
Mykonos, Greece, yeah. How did you think it would? I don't even want to know. I don't think that it's set up the way it needs to be, because Sierra Leone should really be like a tourist destination. It's incredibly beautiful. The cost of living is great. The people are incredibly sociable.
And there's no
friendly.
natural disasters.
The weather is good. Like, I mean, you have like landslides here and there during rainy season, but 6 months out the year during dry season or however long dry season is, like you're dealing with optimal conditions. We go there in December. It's 80 degrees, mid 70s to 80s, and the food is amazing. The food is fresh. It's not like America where everything is like processed food. You're dealing with the fruits taste better. The soups that you like here are gonna taste better. It's
Some pepper soup with goat meat.
it should
and shrimp.
legitimately be a tourist destination. I think you can, and I know there's a lady I know that built a resort there. She likes to be under the radar, but like that's a resort we went to is like one of the nicest resorts I've ever been to, right there on the
Really?
beach. Yeah, and then they're building. They already built like it's over. It's in York. It's in York.
We had so I always wanted Liberia to. Always thought of Liberia being to what being to Europe what like Jamaica and the Caribbean is to the U.S. How we come here or we go there for like vacation or whatever just to get away. I would love for Liberia to be that. Like don't come here and stay. Give us your money and then go back home.
Yeah.
But like I would love for because they don't on that side of the world they don't really have a legit tropical place
Yeah.
to go to. The closest places that they have are Sierra Leone and Liberia.
But also to caveat that, because once you do have an influx of immigrants, it does tend to shape the culture. So I think that we would need to be very strategic in how we do it, improve the infrastructure to where Sierra Leoneans themselves that live there are able to benefit
Oh yeah.
as opposed to being exploited and everything. And that's just one aspect of it. I think another business.
And I love this about Liberia's constitution. It's wonderful. In order to be a citizen, I don't know if this is in Sierra Leone's constitution as well. In order to be a citizen, you have to be of Negro descent. That's literally what the constitution says.
Which that makes sense considering how it was established.
Yeah.
So Liberia, that's the law.
That's in the constitution. You must. I don't know how well it's executed or adhered to, but it's literally written in black and white. When I first read those words, I read it like 5 times to make sure I was reading what I was actually reading. In order to be a citizen, you have to be of Negro descent. You can't be anything other than that to be a citizen of Liberia.
That's amazing. That's dope.
So you can't come there and just make a home. Get out.
But yeah, they'll find ways to still take full advantage. I think another great, to me, it used to be a great idea. I don't know how it's gonna work in the age of AI, but like the whole virtual assistant economy out in the Philippines. Like I was looking at doing something like that in Sierra Leone, because you have the unemployment rate is so high. And you can essentially have a lot of employees that are working on projects overseas, being able to make a good income, working completely remote, completely virtual. And that does a few things. Not only does it provide work that they're not getting, it does that, but it also allows you to train people and build skills that can then be redeployed in other aspects of the economy within the country.
Call centers.
So it's just it becomes a matter of like training people as well. Like people who ordinarily might not be getting the training or the education. Now they have an income and a reason to get trained and the training to then be able to apply into other areas.
Yeah.
And I know there's a group in Nigeria, I think a company called Employ that does that, Employ with 2 Ys.
Okay.
And there's a couple other countries, but I think that was one. But I mean, with AI, I don't know how that's gonna hold up. But I think if you do have people that have skills like basic data entry, AI is probably gonna do that. But when it comes to like stuff that's a lot more skilled, the same skills that people in the U.S. have that will still be able to keep working, I think you can build those same skills in people in Sierra Leone or Liberia, all over, and allow them to be able to essentially bring money into the economy from other countries, and they can do it directly. A lot of times the money now is going through different sources. The government is going to eat it up, or it's going to NGOs, which are ran by foreign governments or foreign agents, which don't necessarily enact the same. They don't do things on our behalf or like for the benefit of Africans. They do it for the benefit of their home country.
Yeah.
So instead of sending the funding through that, you're able to put money directly in the pocket of the common person in Sierra Leone based off a skill that they have. And it's also not charity, which charity is bad in Sierra Leone or other African countries, because now this whole thing of aid and if I sell shoes in Sierra Leone and then you have Toms, which I don't think people wear them like that no more, but
they fell from grace because people found out about them.
Yeah, but their whole business was like, you buy a shoe, we're gonna provide a shoe. If you providing shoes for free, what's gonna happen to the man that's selling shoes in that country? You essentially undercutting his business. So that's the issue with a lot of the aid. It's not allowing people to sustainably grow their wealth or build an economy that doesn't rely on outside forces.
And that's what I was thinking. We're giving these suggestions and ideas, and it's great. but we're giving them. We both know just to do a business, it takes resources. And that's why I said initially Africa's a group project if we're going to really make it work, because it will take people from either people who are there who have the resources or people who are outside to be able to step in and do something about it. Because, like, for example, a country like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, they have somebody that got the resources to be able to help somebody to do something in their own country to make it work. Countries like Liberia and Sierra Leone, I don't know about Sierra Leone, but I know in Liberia, there are literally times where you can go to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ATMs or banks and you can't pull out money because ain't no money to pull out. And so you find that the people are like in a state of, yeah, we have these ideas,
Yeah.
but we have no way of executing until there's a dedicated bridge to get the help and aid to be able to even start stuff.
But I agree with
So
that.
that's also, if you are a person of means and resources and you want something to invest in for real, Black or African, that's something you can do too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does take teamwork. I like to reframe things because I think like if you look at something as a disadvantage, then it's a disadvantage. But if you look at it as an advantage, it's an advantage, even if it's the same thing. So if you can reframe that same situation of like, there aren't resources here, and look at a disadvantage, but you can also look at it as like a advantage for yourself, or like, all right, there aren't resources here, but if I can find a way, which is possible, that anything is possible, if you can find a way to connect or tap into the certain resources, or if you're able to kind of build something grassroots, I think you have a lot less competition for your thing to grow. So it's like there's a double-edged sword. It's like either in one way it can hurt you, but it also benefits you in the other way.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times about like mindset and the the reframe, shifting your perspective, because like Sierra Leone is so underdeveloped in certain ways that I look at it as a benefit because like Nigeria is more developed in a lot of ways, and I think that it could be an advantage, but it can also be a disadvantage because now it's more competition. There's a lot other people that are doing these types of businesses or doing X, Y, Z, to where if you're trying to build something, there's more competition.
That's true.
So I think it works both ways. So
That's true. I think that if I like to look at it as it's a blank canvas. Liberia,
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, a lot of the other underdeveloped countries, they are blank canvases where literally anything is possible if you decide to go ahead and do it. Just do something in a state where somebody's doing not much is necessary. So yeah, I agree.
yeah. And then just to rattle off a few other business ideas or industries I thought would work well. I already mentioned like the virtual AI. I think laundry service in Sierra Leone would be helpful. Most people are still, even people with means, a lot of them are like they're brooking. Like they have like a washboard and they're washing clothes. Or they pay somebody to wash clothes by hands and they're hanging them up. So like having a laundromat or laundry service I think would be beneficial. Doing something with solar power and maybe like doing a microgrid for a like particular area because there's so many blackouts in Freetown.
And
So
Liberia,
many
too.
blackouts. Yeah, exactly. Light don't go. Like it's a constant thing to where
In Liberia, we
you
have
create
LEC,
solutions.
and they say it's supposed to. I think it stands for Liberian Electric Company or something like that. But people call it Liberians expecting current because you never know what you're gonna get or if you're gonna get it.
Yeah, I think in Sierra Leone, it's a big boat literally sitting like in the bay that is from a foreign country in like Europe or Asia that somehow is supplying a lot of Freetown's electricity. That's I think, and I've seen it. It's a giant boat. I don't know exactly how it works,
What?
but that's something that I like. I've heard. Like we went to the Capitol, we went to City Hall, and they I think my brother-in-law points like, yeah, that boat is like where a lot of power comes from, whatever.
That's
Or they're regular. I don't know how it works, but doing something like power, if you're able to create a microgrid, which is an intense investment, you could probably create enough power for whatever it is you needed, and then create an excess that you can then sell back to the government for times they don't have power. So it could be like, especially if you were doing another business, instead of just setting up that business, if you set up the power source for that business, you could probably make that a revenue source.
That's I agree. I mean, I hear that's a great idea.
That is all ideas.
That is
Yeah.
no, it's a great idea, and I support it. My first thing is just I'm just like, brother, we just got to get the first foundation before.
I mean, people, you saying like you can't build, because people are still doing restaurants and clubs and all of that, even without they're still doing that and making a killing. So you don't necessarily need to wait for
You're not wrong.
the infrastructure. People will go drive on a dirt road to get to a restaurant. Like they'll do that.
This is true. You're wrong. You're not wrong.
All right.
You're not wrong.
But I think we're at time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Where we at?
It's
Oh, okay, we did Yap
yeah.
for a while. Okay. Oh, I guess we close it out. That was a terrible way to start closing out, but she gonna edit it out.
Appreciate y'all checking in and watching another episode. And we'll see you next time. It's
See y'all
C. Todd
next
the Booty
time.
signing off.
Llewellyn Dixon, the only.